Hi guys, I'm ExactChaos and welcome back to another episode of Transport Fever 2. This is, this is the town of Elizabeth, but this is the spring update and we are doing, I think we're doing okay. But what we did, so we finished off our little oil connection over here, which is a pretty decent one if I say so myself. We're not shipping quite as much as I would have thought. One of the things we definitely have to quickly figure out here is the Elizabeth oil one, which is not moving anything whatsoever. Manage the vehicles. Please go ahead and sell all of those vehicles. And then all of these vehicles, manage that. And please go ahead and sell all of those. Thank you so much. And then just close off those lines, please. Delete that one for me, thank you. And delete this one for me, thank you. So now that should all go onto this one. And so why aren't we making... So we're dropping off everything, right? Can we say anything about this right here? 530. So it shouldn't be struggling too much, I would imagine. This one going to fill it up? Not quite filling it up, but these are, well, maybe it's just because we still had the other guys on here. This one is not moving everything as well. That's interesting. Anyway, maybe it'll continue to speed things up a little bit, but my understanding is two of these into one of these, then two of these into one of those. I think that's the consumption rate. No. Two of these into one of those, right? This can, how much can this produce? This can produce 400. So 800. And it only needs, well, two into one. So this is 400. So when it goes, well, actually, it's probably 1-to-1, maybe. Maybe it's 1-to-1. In which case, probably not necessarily doing exactly the right thing over here. But it could also be based on demands, could it? Okay, yes, it could be based on demand. So let's have a bit of a look at what we can do. This line needs to be upgraded, right? Let's see about getting that upgrade sorted. We definitely need to do that. So let's go ahead and probably no so much an upgrade needed here. Right, but when we get out of this, I think from here on out, we will need some upgrades. Okay, and there we go. Getting out of there. I'm going to check the track speeds in a bit. Here we go. Let's track speed this up as well. Yeah, all good. Nice, get that upgrade going. If this was workers and resources, it should take up ages just to do the upgrades. Okay, this, something like that, I think needs to be grade separated. Something like that needs to be grade separated ultimately. Aha, now, running through here, I'm tempted to make an upgrade there, but forget about that. We're not going to do more track and station upgrades just yet. We will be running it through here. Ooh, there's a lot of lumber or a lot of planks on there. We'll check the track speed once we're done with this upgrade. There we go. I don't think we need the upgrade. Well, we'll go ahead and get the upgrade in there. Get that upgrade so that at least your switch isn't slow through there. That's okay. This line, I don't mind that being pretty slow. And there we go. So that's the full extent of the upgrade. We may come back and upgrade this a little bit later. Do we have anything? Oh, there's someone, there's a bit of a commercial building going on right over there. I like it. I was wondering if we can get Fort Worth to look a little bit better. Now, let's have a quick look. Do the track speed. Excellent. So that 300 kilometers through there. This is a slowdown to about 220, 150. That's not bad. All good. 300. What's that slow? 200 around that curve. 180 around this one. And then it slows down into the town. Now, the question is, what we should probably do is extend this thing straight, run it through here, maybe on viaduct, and then start curving. Ooh, that bridge. We may have to replace that bridge. Okay, anyway, don't worry. The rest of it is actually pretty damn good, if I have to say so myself. Pretty damn good. That's pretty slow. But anyway, there we go. So that's it. So now, what I want to do, unfortunately, hang on. Let's just have a look at the kind of wagons we can get. So if I'm saying wagons, right? And I'm looking for cargo stuff. So that's 120. That's 120. So none of these things is going to run any quicker. And I think that is part of our problem. So these wagons won't run any quicker. So you can't necessarily run them all the way through there. Okay, so let's so we have a line in play already, which is this Fort Worth cargo line, which runs all the way through here. And you know what I'm kind of thinking? Are we messing things up by having it do the plank movement? Because this guy is running planks here to make tools, and it is running planks this way to make machines. Okay, so that's definitely something, right? And then the machines are distributing. We'll have to have a look at how the machines are distributing. So if we manage this line, right? No, not the line. If we want to manage the line. There we go. That is what we're wanting to do. So at Elizabeth, right? At New Haven, you can load and unload, and so you're unloading certain things, but you can load machines, fuel, food, and goods. Machines, fuel, food, and goods, because that's kind of being produced over here. You can unload whatever else you're bringing. Okay. So we wouldn't want you to necessarily bring fuel this way. Okay. But that's okay. Then moving on to Fort Worth, Lower Fort Worth. Okay. Here, you are not loading anything. You can unload fuel and you can unload goods. And that's all that they're asking for. But there's nothing to be loaded here. Okay. So that's all good. Then we're moving to not Fort Worth Annex. What? No. Then it is coming to Fort Worth Annex, where you can load planks. Okay? There's nothing else to be loaded. Then from Fort Worth Annex, you're heading straight into Vancouver sidings, where you're loading food and tools and you're unloading planks. Okay? There's nothing else to be unloaded here. Ooh. You could unload machines here. Right. Then if we go back to New Haven, you could be loading machines. Yeah, you can be loading machines. Okay, all good. Now, heading up to Elizabeth. Here, you can unload, probably not fuel, but you can unload some of these guys and some of those guys, and probably food one day, and probably machines one day if you're really in that space. But you can load fuel, because we're actually producing fuel over here. You will not be loading that at all anymore, but you can load fuel to then go back to Fort Worth Annex. Aha, ha, ha. So then from Elizabeth, you're shooting straight line back down to Fort Worth Annex, where you are loading up on whatever rest of planks you still need to load up on. Okay. There's nothing else over here. And then instead of going back to New Haven, you're going to pop back into Lower Fort Worth. Okay. All right. You're going to pop back into Lower Fort Worth. And that means you will be... Let's pause it while we do that. You will be unloading fuels. I think that's basically it, right? You're unloading more fuel here. And then you're heading off to New Haven, where you'll be unloading that. No, not doing that anymore. You could be having tools on board. You could be having food on board. And we should be, are we loading food? We'll have to double check if we're loading food. Should be loading food somewhere. And we can then also unload that. Okay, so let's just have a quick look at the Vancouver sidings one more time. You can load food and yeah, that's fine. Okay, so that means we should now be bringing that in. So Lower Fort Worth over here. Ooh, it's actually running. I just want to make sure. Yeah. So I don't necessarily want this to be happening. So on your way back, please go into number 1. Sorry. And just pause it. Pause the game for a second while I quickly just have a look at Fort Worth, Lower Fort Worth on this one. You're going to come into number 2. There we go. That's way more appropriate. That is way more appropriate. What is this green line? I'll have to have a look at this green line. But anyway, I think that's okay. So let's just leave it there. That should be all good. That could do with a bit of an upgrade, I would imagine. There we go. Worcester Iron Mine. Okay, so now how much? This should be grabbing a fair bit of this stuff, and it's only getting some of it. So hopefully that's going to start helping things out a little bit. Going to move a bit of food around, and then hopefully this thing is going to be growing also. So Elizabeth should be getting a fair bit of this demand met. Okay, and there's some trains in poor conditions. This guy should be dropping off a bit, making a bit of money. Not that much, just to be honest. This line is not profitable because we're not moving enough stuff. So this guy is shipping. So why isn't this upgrading? How do I... It needs to ship more. But it isn't moving, it isn't getting any more. So we need to ship more, but we're not getting any more. Is this, we're not moving everything here either. And we're not moving everything here also. So it does make me wonder a little bit. Because these are at maximum production. We're just basically not moving enough stuff. So unless that means it just doesn't quite feel right? Because we would have been moving 400. We're not moving everything it's producing. And so my question is, why not? That is my question. Okay. But anyway, hopefully things will move on a little bit. We're generally not producing a heap of fuel here. And so are we meeting the full demand or not even close? Not even close. It's a little over half, but we're not even close to meeting the demand here. And this guy, I'm assuming, didn't pick up anything of any value here. Yeah, actually, Now we're starting to see a little bit of a demand on that line. So hopefully that's going to start helping things out a little bit. Yeah, the town did seem to be growing though. Okay. Okay. Oh man, that has been quite a journey to get all of that working. Is this guy producing at a reasonable rate? Not so much. So what are we getting into New Haven? So the idea of the game is actually to just make sure New Haven's getting all of its demands. So what is bothering me a little bit is the fact that there's a lot of machines on this, right? We're getting a ton of machines being stored here, and New Haven itself is not actually taking up a lot of that demand. But the machines are being trucked in to this location, right? So it doesn't make a lot of sense. Because we're losing a fair bit of goods here, I am going to grab us some more of these buildings. Yeah, well, let's just grab way more buildings. Oh, actually, at some point when we get to about there, we can switch over to an even bigger style. This one is 60, that one is 30, that one is 80. But I think we'll just then switch on to this. So lots of warehousing available here now. And so this stuff should now no longer be getting lost. But it's a little awkward that we've got, that we're struggling so much with it. But I do like, I still like the station. I still like the station. These planes are getting pretty old now, I would think. Are they aircraft 2? Oh, it's in a very bad condition. Age 12 years. Yeah, probably worth a bit of an upgrade. That one full of food? Not really. It's interesting. And this guy moving a fair bit of stuff? Some goods coming in. Some goods coming in. Wow, New Haven Fort Worth passenger line is a pretty busy one. I like the mixed stuff. It's obviously not as efficient, and everybody keeps saying that in the comments, but I do like it. It just feels a little bit more normal to me. But we do need to make sure that some of this stuff is getting better traction. So if I go over here, so that's the area that's being contacted there. So who's after? No, not necessarily that. Who's after goods? Goods is this little cluster right here. There is a truck stop over here. So let's quickly, we look at this. So goods, yeah, goods should be picked up in this area. And this truck stop will also do the trick. So NH Local Cargo is running goods and everything from here, really. And one thing that I'm just kind of interested in is maybe what we can do is manage this line. Let's get a few more. Let's get a few more of this stuff. Maybe, just maybe, we could. So what is it doing? It's coming out that way. And it's going down this way. And then so maybe what we'll do is let's put ourselves a little bit of a truck stop right over here to kind of meet that whole demand there. So if we do local cargo and we manage the line and we say after Mill Street, instead of coming all the way back, you're going to pop in over there. Yeah, I like that. It's a little bit through the town, but is that Mill Street too? Mill Street to Mill Street. No, I like it. I like it. That's exactly how we like it. Okay. Now, good. Almost up at the $2 billion mark. Things are moving through here. Let's have a quick look. Before we go there, let's have a quick look at the general state of our finances. We're doing about 35 million in profit each year. Our valuation is going up pretty well. Our tracks is going up a little bit. We've got a fair bit more high speed. Our towns have stagnated a little bit because we haven't done a lot to improve them. The headquarters are at 31 company score, 30 score, dropped a little bit. Let's quickly have a look at how our headquarters building is looking like. It's not brilliant. It's not brilliant yet. We still got a bit of work to do to get it even more brilliant. I wouldn't mind how many. So that's about 20 per flight, right? Let's manage these vehicles, and we will quickly do a bit of a replace all vehicles thing. So we are, what can we run in the passenger space? We're running the Lockheed Constellation at 486. We can do the de Havilland at much quicker. For the Boeing 737, also much quicker. This is a slow speed one with compartments. This one, BE Aerospace, is similar. Interesting. This one is then a newer plane. Should we just do the upgrade to this then? Can we? Yeah, let's do that. Let's go ahead and replace all of them. So there goes our Lockheeds. They are being replaced. We probably need to replace some trains as well at some point. Now, what I'm thinking is, well, I wanted to do. So we're hopefully getting a little bit more moving on this line. I do wonder if we break up this train into different kind of trains. There's not a lot of. Well, there is a fair bit. So if we run oil trains, there's so much being produced here. And there's only from one, right? It's just crazy. I don't know why the trains are struggling so much with some of these things. Okay, so there's so much being produced there. So these guys are looking for like 90. These guys are only looking for like 17 fuel. So the fuel is probably all good. And I think fuel is coming in from this way as well. And so the question is really, do we do our own fuel and that, and we take the Fort Worth and we stop running fuel with it? I think that's what we're going to do. I think that's what we're going to do. I'll run separate fuel from Elizabeth to Fort Worth. And potentially extend it to New Haven if required. But the Fort Worth line, this line, I think I'm going to remove fuel from it. So let's manage that line quickly. So at New Haven, I would no longer like you to be loading fuel. Okay. We're going to only focus on moving goods, and so there's just the box car and the materials car, I think, is what we're going to do. Yeah, I think that's the plan. Okay. So then at Lower Fort Worth, no need to drop off any of this, only goods. At Fort Worth Annex, that's okay. At Vancouver Sidings, yeah, that's okay. At Elizabeth, you are not loading up on this anymore, and you can be dropping off whatever else you've got with you. So tools, goods, and machines. If you had anything else, you may as well drop it off there. So that's the interesting thing. Now at Fort Worth Annex, you can then load up again. Fort Worth Annex, you're loading up on there. And at Lower Fort Worth, you are dropping off no fuel. Thank you. So this is no longer a requirement. So let's pop that one out of the mix. And then back to New Haven, where you will be unloading that, and that potentially. Okay, all good. So let's do that. What we also need to do, of course, at the same time, is have a quick look at the vehicles and quickly manage these vehicles by replacing them for something without the fuel component there. So let's quickly have a look at what. Well, let's replace them with something else, maybe. We can't run anything quicker than 120, right? So that's a pretty decent train. This is a pretty decent one too. Maybe we should run the big boy. Maybe we should run the big boy. Let's do that. We haven't had a steam train on the line for a long time. Let's do that. And we're running a bit of a orangey kind of color, right? Something like this. Let's make it a little bit more orange. Yeah, that's awesome. I like that. And now, in terms of wagons, so this is a very, very effective train. So in terms of wagons, but we will, of course, need to understand that in terms of wagons, we're not going to be able to run much quicker, but we're also not going to be able to extend the length of the car too much. But what we're moving those, and all we're doing is the stakes 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, yeah, and then the gondolas 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 280. Mediocre. How come mediocre? Really? Why are you mediocre? You've got... Let's go back to that. Oh, the power isn't good. Well, that's not going to work then. This seems to be a pretty reasonable one. Attractive effort. Ah, you need a pretty decent... Whoa, look at that. But that's not going to work anyway. This is the one. This is the one. Under diesel, this guy is pretty awesome, right? But it's just too slow. So this is going to be the one. We're not going to run anything else than that. What do we have over here? But these are obviously all only for passengers, really. No, so this is just the one. There's nothing. So this is actually a good setup. So if we then go back to adding some okay, something like that. So that gives us 7 of these. Okay. Do we do an 8th one? Let's do an 8th one. This is even more painful. So that's still good. And now we've got 6 of those. If we do 2 more of these, yeah, look at that. But that's a little bit too long though. So let's drop that one. There we go. Now we're at good. That's awesome. So let's replace the 3 of them for that. Now the 280 is something that we'll just need to have a quick look around at. Is this 280? This is not 280. I can tell you that much. I can tell you that much. This is by no means 280. And so I do wonder if we rebuild this. This is also, I think this is about, let's see, is the big guy coming in now? Uh-huh. That is a bit of a dilemma there, though. Okay, so what did this guy load? This guy should have some stuff on it. It's got nothing on it. Whoa! Oh, crap. It was the wrong stuff. Manage my vehicles, please. I did the wrong thing. Let's edit the selected vehicles. It's not gondolas, guys. It's boxcars that I'm after. Okay. This one, boxcars, not gondolas. And obviously we're after that orangey color there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now it's mediocre. But I think trying to run a bit more capacity on here is probably the right thing to do. So let's do this one. 7, 8. And we'll do this one. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There we go. And modify those, please. That's a bit of a bummer. Anyway, we're not going to mess around with that. Now, what I would like to do is see it come through here, because the problem is the switch that we're doing. That is going to start becoming a problem. The condition of multiple vehicles are poor, right? Vehicles reporting a problem. Oh, yeah, there we go. How come you're reporting a... Okay. That is a bit of a challenge. That is a bit of a challenge. Can we turn you around, please? You should be able to get that way. And then what we'll do is we'll have to tie these guys in a little. Okay, and get that out of the way. This is the problem with getting lengthy trains if you didn't plan for them. What I'll do is I'll change this and we'll swap it up over here. Give me this guy. No, none of this. I just want to... You're going to have your... actually, that's a little bit too aggressive. Let's get it done about here somewhere. There we go. So that's now no longer a big deal. What we will be trying to do is... curvature there is a little bit of a challenge. So let's close that out. So we want it in there somewhere. If we do that, yeah, I'm not sure. Hopefully that would still be doable. If we do this, and now what we can do is we can do a bit of this here. Too much curvature. Really isn't going to work anywhere. Ah, there we go. Perfect. Let's hope that works. I think I've given it a little bit more to work with. That guy's running at a pretty decent speed. At 160. We can probably up this guy's speed now. But again, we're running slower stuff on the line. So probably not. Is this thing full? It's definitely not full, right? Not even close. So that's what I don't quite get with this stuff. Is this based on the demands fully being met here and that's not actually picking up everything? Might be the case. Okay, here comes this guy. I just want to have a look at what this is going to do now and whether we've managed to sort out the issues here. What? Okay. Interesting. There's a lot of stuff there. Let's just see, what do you have on board? Only those. That just about works. That's good. We could extend this station. And I think that's probably the right thing to do also. So let's clear some of this stuff out. Interesting that it's causing me to do that. Okay, now let's extend this station because I think that'll work quite well. So I would like to... Yeah, that should sort out all this stuff, to be very honest with you. It should sort it out. And tie in. And tie in. There we go. This connection through on that side, I think, is going to be all good. That would have been the easier option than what we did over here. But anyway, I don't mind that I've added a little bit extra room over there. But anyway, that should do the trick for even the longest of trains now, without that thing being too much of a problem. Even these trains, plenty of room here. Of course, what we could do is we could provide some other connection to the other side. It will ultimately help to allow for growing on this side too. But yeah, that's getting a little bit far. We're not quite. We will need, if we're wanting to run these guys down there, I'm kind of tempted that we do a little bit of a bridge crossing through here. And I would want to do the electric tram track here at, what would be considered a reasonable height adjustment. Would the embankment up to there be okay? I don't mind that little bridge structure, but we'll do this one. If we do this, does that look fairly normal though? It honestly does not. But that does look pretty normal. So we'll do this. And then from here, what we'll do is we'll just come straight down. In a pretty quick fashion. Something like that then. And then what we'll do is we'll tie it in. Well, probably not like that. Probably what we'll do is we'll curve it in. We'll run it straight in that way. So now we've got a little bit of a connection on that side as well. We can run the trains underneath there. It's not the worst bridge in the world, but it should be good. This is now got more than enough space. Guys are stopping at interesting locations. Oh, no. There we go. That's all good. Did you load up anything of significance? A few tools and a fair bit of food. And the food, I'm guessing, is just going to head out. Yeah, that's all good. That actually works really well. There's not a lot of trains on this line, and that's why it's kind of working. This guy is not doing much for us. Bringing some food and some tools back to New Haven. Now, what I wanted to do is run an extra train that was going to sort out the fort with fuel supply. And that could just be maybe one train. I don't even know. So let's add an extra line train for that. A goods train, please, from Elizabeth to Fort Worth. Though this one is coming back with nothing. This one is coming back with nothing, which is not great. So what could we do to feed the beast a little bit? We could pop it off here and tie it in on this side. Right? We could do that. Okay, let's leave that be. So what we could do is we could actually pop it off here, tie it in here, and run it that way. So it kind of loops this way around. Okay, and then the question is, do we try and pick up stuff over here? Well, what I think we'll do, just because we've got this this up and running here, well, I'm going to go ahead and no tram track on that. Thank you. I'm going to go and do that, right? And what I'll do is I'll pop a little. This is probably a crazy. Anyway, we'll see how that crossing works. This crossing will be so busy that it'll be pretty crazy to deal with. So what I'm going to do is let's just do that. Trim that back a little bit and we'll go over. Yeah, we'll have to go over. So if we're going over, can I go up, please? Yes, that's good at a reasonable level, and I'm going to go with that. Okay, and we'll do this one. And we'll just do that level like so. Okay, I think that's going to be good. And then from there, please go down like so. And what we'll do is we'll do that and we will tie this in like so. And that should be a pretty awesome little bridge across there. Curved little bridge. Nice. Now, here, what I'll do is we'll pick up some stuff. Are we saying tram track on a cargo station? No, forget about that. Forget about that. How close can we get it? Again, what I'll be doing is I'll probably be doing a little something like this. Right, just like that. I'm going to start ending off this episode now. So we're going to do this, right? I'm going to go and grab configure. Grab ourselves some street access on that side. Get out of here and give me some street connectivity there and there. I think that's what I'm after. So this guy can do a loop and come on back. That'll be good. So that'll work. And it'll be dropping off. Where? Over here? Yeah, it'll drop it off there. And it'll go straight in there. This guy, it can drop off there, but it doesn't need to. It can just drop it off straight over here. In which case, we'll get it to pick up some oil over here. Okay, nice. So that's a pretty decent little setup quickly. So let's just add a new line, please, from here to there. That's all that you're going to need to do. And this will be called New Haven Crude. Right? Absolutely. We'll grab ourselves a couple of road vehicles that can do that for us. 4 times speed. A little bit less emissions. That's even less emissions. Is this going to be okay? No, the loading is not great. So this is probably going to be the most effective. These two. First time engine's hood folded over. And then this one is very popular. A very popular medium truck still produced today. Well, anyway, let's do that because it looks a little bit more like the kind of vehicle that we're after. So let's buy that vehicle and we'll put it onto the New Haven crude line. We'll get that going. So hopefully that'll run pretty nicely. There's not a lot of issues with this setup. So we'll do that. I think that'll work really quite well, actually. Yeah, I think that'll work quite well because we'll get out and cross over there. Yeah, that'll work. So now all we need to do is get that other line that we were busy working on. So goes to Lower Fort Worth, and it could also then come all the way down to New Haven. Okay, and then go back to but now the idea is not there. The idea is run it through here and then tie it in this way. Okay, so give me a bit of a track. Oh, that was interesting. Anyway, that's going to work. And then you'll just pop in there. And I think that's going to be appropriate. So then you're just going to run back this way, picking up more stuff. And so maybe this time around, you'll only pick up on this one. Well, we'll see. Okay, grab back to that line. So from New Haven, the next station you're popping into is this one. Which is awesome. Through there, you've got crude on the line. And probably, yeah, just make sure you're popping into all of these. And now the interesting thing is going to be, yeah, are you coming in here to this one and then to here and then back? Or do we just go straight from there? In which case, yeah, you just basically tie in over here instead. Yeah, okay, let's do that. Elizabeth sidings, then what we're actually saying is you're not going to work with Elizabeth itself. You're going to go into Elizabeth sidings. And what we'll do is we'll see about tying you in here somewhere. Yeah, that is a bit of a challenge right there. So can we find a spot where we can tie you off? No, not on the road. I think that could work. So now you'll just run off that way. There we go. So now going back to that line, you will just be heading on over that way. But why are you still running through here? No. Okay, let's just fix this up ever so quickly. So you're tying in over here. And then for some reason, after, what is this thing called? Vancouver North. So after Vancouver North, we just want to make sure you're getting onto the right side of the line. And then at Corpus Christi, you're at number 2. And then at Elizabeth Annex, You're at number 2. And then you're heading that way. Yes, beautiful. That is awesome. So now we'll see about how that works. Okay, so now this is the Elizabeth oil line. Oil fuel. Elizabeth fuel line. Let's just do that, get a bit of a train on it, and that'll be the end of the episode. And I'm messing around with so many things. That's what I kind of love about this game, is that there's always something that you feel like, maybe I should do a little bit of that. Maybe I should change this. So buy a vehicle, get ourselves a really effective, and it's probably going to be the electric one. The diesel one is just not quite there. Oh, we've lost the previous one. Well, then it has to be this one. Okay, well, this one will be, let's give it a color like that. Ooh, purpley. And then we go over here for oil. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. 15 it is. 295. Let's drop one more so it's under 280, just to make sure. And we'll buy one of those, and this will go onto the Elizabeth fuel line. Pop out this way. Excellent. Nice. There we go. So we are going to start getting it to run fuel back to the Fort Worth annex over here. And just to be very sure, not managing the vehicle, managing the line, please. Just to be very sure, I'm going to say manage the line at New Haven, right? No loading, only unloading. Oh, actually, you need to load that, but no you're unloading. Yeah, you're unloading potentially some of this, but no unloading anything else. So there we go. So that's kind of, just make sure that that is in fact the case. Okay, and let's just get to this stuff and just say you're only loading here, right? At Corpus Christi, you're only loading here. At Elizabeth Annex, you're only unloading. Oh, no, you're not. You're loading and you're loading that. And at Elizabeth Sidings, you are loading this and you're unloading that and unloading that. And that's it. That's it. And then back to Lower Fort Worth, where you're only unloading this and you're not loading anything. And then at New Haven, you're loading that, but only unloading that. Okay, perfect. So there we go. So presumably that'll now work. So let's take a ride on this train. We hardly ever do that. So let's go and take a ride and finish off the episode by taking this ride. I'm not sure. I like this kind of thing a little bit more. So it picked up 11 straight away. Right, switch this off. Yeah, there we go. Well, actually, let's keep it there. Condition of multiple vehicles is very poor. We do need to sort that out. I do get it. I do get that we need to do that. Is that other? Oh, hang on. One thing. Before we continue that, this will be a massive challenge because we don't have signals on here. So let's make sure that we're signaling on this thing. Without signals, this thing is now really going to stop working. It's not been too bad up to now. But without signals, this thing is going to be a challenge. So let's do that and that. That's okay. Do a bit of this. Probably need that one there. And we'll do this one there. And we'll do this one here. And I think that's going to be all good. All good, all good, all good, all good. So let's go back to our little train here. Now it should still be working quite effectively. Let's zoom in on it. Ooh. pretty cool through the countryside, though I'd rather we run it like this, so we keep an eye on it. 100 kilometers. Adding more stuff, 10 extra. Hopefully this line will start getting a little bit better as time goes on. And dropping it off over here. Picking up a little bit of oil. Oh, we're going to go through the tunnel. Maybe for the tunnel, I'll go into this mode. There we go. Going through the tunnel. It's not the prettiest tunnel. That's the split. Oh, loving it. Getting out on this side. Awesome. That's the refinery. And it's dropped some stuff off. Picked up some fuel. Excellent. Anyway, let's keep doing it this way. And actually, while we have that, let's drive it a little bit slower. There we go. Tie that in. That light, so that's a train that must be pretty close ahead of us. So we're practically in the perfect spot on this line. How much are we doing now? 100 kilometers an hour, which is pretty slow for this track. We go, goes to green. I don't know if that is what it's supposed to do, or is there's just a train. I can't see the train in the front though. Oh no, there is a train. I can see it among the trees there. Oh, no, this was coming this way. 120 kilometers an hour, so this is our max speed for the wagons. Yeah, I haven't actually taken a trip down this line. Oh, look at Vancouver there on the left-hand side with its taller buildings. Yeah, I can't see a track. There's really no train anywhere. I can see multiple signals, but no train. So I think it's just an animation that switches it to green just before you get there. There wasn't a train ahead of us. Oh, this is our... Are we going to slow down on this? Probably not. We should have enough momentum to clear this thing. No problem. Yeah, absolutely. Okay, that train's going to cut us off. But I think it's quicker than us, to be honest. But we're going to slow down. And now we're going to stop here. It's an interesting place to stop. Get out of the way, guys. Get out of the way. It is fun to take a ride on the train every now and again. Oh, there's another passenger train. Yeah, so the idea really with the slower trains for the cargo is that we probably then could start adding an extra set of tracks for our cargo stuff. And the question is, do we do that kind of on the outside? But I've liked the idea of actually doing this particular set of tracks. Look at all this planks ready to go here. Passenger line coming through there, lots of passengers on board. Pretty low bridge. Yeah, into Fort Worth Annex, I'm sure, or lower Fort Worth. Yeah, we just passed through Fort Worth Annex. I'm assuming we don't have a free path. Why are we... I didn't get the right terminal sorted. Okay, I definitely need to fix that. Everything being sold, nice. Interesting place to be running through here on this platform. Assuming we're switching over to the other side. Yes. There we go. Should be speeding up again. It's quite a journey. It's taken us quite a while. I do want to see how much crude oil we're picking up in New Haven. It is quite a journey. But yeah, there's a fair bit of capacity on this line, even though we've got some slightly slower trains. Only barely stopped. That's a pretty old vehicle that needs some replacement. Pretty decent spot for the train to come through the kind of hillside. Is that a slow curve? Seems to be a pretty slow curve, that. Very empty. Well, probably in those boxcars there's a bit more stuff. Now we're on the 4-track section. Yeah, I think we can run slower outside lines. I think in the next episode what I'll do is try and do the slower outside lines outside of these critical areas for the freight stuff, and put some waypoints on there. The freight trains run on the outside. Seems like it's a much more reasonable thing to do. Should be a fair bit of crude oil ready to be loaded. Oh, interesting that it's using this one. Now it's auto-saving. I can't see any crude here. It's not going to load any crude. Oh, no, it doesn't. You don't have to necessarily see it. What are we getting? Yeah, no, lots of crude being loaded. Okay, so that's our journey. Wow. We just managed to squeeze in there. Anyway, so we managed to load some crude up on this side. So that's been our journey. We will need to, let's have a quick look at just manage that line ever so quickly. So at New Haven, you don't necessarily have to go in there. Okay, you can. Yeah, don't go into 3. You could go into 1 at New Haven, and then we can also let you go into 2. Okay, and then at Vancouver, but at Lower Fort Worth, I needed you on the other side, actually. So let's just come into Lower Fort Worth here. No, that's not the one. That's not the one. This is the one. Lower Fort Worth, you really need to be on the other side, please. There we go. There we go. That's the thing to be. And going through the others, I don't think there's any other big deals with this. Here, you can really do any one at Vancouver North. Whatever is available to you is going to be fine. Ooh, I don't want you to do... I honestly don't want you to run that. Okay, hang on. Pause it. Okay. Oh, there's no... Okay, yeah. Fair enough. Fair enough. So just do that one then. Okay, and then these are all good already. All good. Okay, perfect. Guys, I'm gonna let you go. It's been another quite a long episode. Wow, even longer than the previous one. And I will see you in the next one. If you have some comments, leave them down below. This is getting super duper busy over here. I will see you in the next one. If you have comments, please leave them down below. Hit that like button, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.